Welcome to Power 10, doing some short little blurbs on get with people on just quick little 10 minutes of some coaching, getting ready for the big coaching on Thursday. So if you are interested in my power players or my black belt of personalities, we'll be doing that Thursday from 1 to 2:30. Just coached a great lending company, Dash, with Paul Carini. Was working with them, and then I'll be working with Sarah here and her team this afternoon. But we're going to talk a little bit about questions that I ask. So if you have anything that you want me to make sure I answer, put it in the chat here. I have them here. Hi, Amy. And as well in Facebook world. And if you watch the recording, feel free to put whatever you want in the chat as well. So today's is going to be talking about the top questions I ask and how I'm able to figure out personalities as well as diffuse maybe some conversation. So the first question that I ask when I'm going into prospecting is my line stays the same, meaning how you doing? Good afternoon. What's up, Christian? I say, good afternoon. My name is 𝐏𝐤𝐿 𝐁𝐞𝐤. I'm a local real estate agent. How are you? How are you is question number one. Sounds very simple, but that's very important because I learned to see their tonality, see how they're being, seeing how they're like, if they're upset, if they had a lot of, if they've been getting a lot of questions, especially if it's an expired or FSBO. So it's a very simple, it stays the same. And good afternoon. How are you? My name is 𝐏𝐤𝐿, local real estate agent. How you doing today? Now, I might have said, how are you twice. I mean, they really, it doesn't like, I just happened to say that twice. But typically, all I say, Ty, is good afternoon. My name is 𝐏𝐤𝐿, local real estate agent. How are you doing today? That literally is my first question. If they come off a little upset, I talk about the big elephant in the room and say, oh gosh, sounds like you're a little upset. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, I've been getting a lot of phone calls. Oh gosh, you have. Was just teaching earlier this morning. I use the thermostat of basically stating when they go into this, Amy, I say to them, oh, how many phone calls have you been having? 30? And typically I go to the extreme because I want them to tell me, oh gosh, no, not that many. Okay, good. Well, at least there's not that many people calling you. But I do. I call them out on it. I find out how many phone calls they're getting. They typically don't know. They're just frustrated. And so we just answer the big question in the room and we go right after that. All right. And for those in Facebook, feel free to put say hello or whatever, because all I see is eyeballs. I don't get to see how many people are on there. So if you're on here, feel free to say good morning if you don't mind. There's Stephanie. So that way I can, at least if you have any questions or help you out. So that's the first question is, how are you? It's the same thing. I say expireds, FSBOs, whatever it is. It's whatever. Good morning, good evening with local real estate agent. I don't put my company because there could be a pre-existing condition to them where they might feel like, oh my goodness, what's up, Chad? That they might be like, wait a minute, you work for which company? Oh, I don't like them. Or my last agent was that company. So I remove that by just saying local real estate agent. So very plain and simple. Good afternoon. My name is 𝐏𝐤𝐿, and how are you doing today? Okay. So that is the first question I ask when I'm going into, especially if FSBOs are expired. The second question I ask is, I want to be able to know if their home's still available. So I'm asking, I would say, Christian, hey, just want to check to see. I saw that your house, I do realize, like I look at the time period, meaning like if their home was listed yesterday or 2 weeks ago, I bring that into the conversation. I saw your home was listed a couple weeks ago and just want to see if it was still available. The question I ask is seeing if it's the availability of it. Now, the other part of it that I might add to it is I might say to them, knowing the market, is I might say to them, I saw that your property was listed a couple weeks ago. I know in this market, it's kind of been a little different and properties are still moving quickly. So I wanted just to see if yours was still available. I'm creating that thought process of them being like, no, it's still available, and making them feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this property is still available. Like, seriously? Like, what is wrong with your home? So I'm creating that type of concept inside their head when I say, sounds like this. Saw that your house was recently listed a couple weeks ago. I'm not too sure if it is still available. I know things been moving quickly, but I just want to reach out to see if it is still active. Okay. Yes, no, maybe so. All right. And then my next question I go into once they tell me their answer. Oh, great. Awesome. Well, I wanted to know, are you co-broking with buyer agents? Now, I say that specifically, co-broking with buyer agents, because I want to check to see what their thought process is of basically understanding their real estate knowledge. If they don't understand co-broking, guess what? They're going to be like, what is that? All right. So I just say co-broking. If they know what it means, then they answer the question. That means I know I got somebody who knows what they're talking about. If they don't know what they means, I just mean, hey, I'm just wondering to see if you're paying a buyer agent commission 3%. Okay. I say specifically the percentage because I want to know the percentage. All right. If they say yes, oh, awesome. Thank you so much. What percentage are you giving? 3%, 4%? Okay. I always go on the higher side. No, not 4, 3%. I was thinking 2.5. Oh, awesome. Great. Whatever number they give, they say thank you. I say thank you. All right. I'm going a couple minutes later just because we started a little bit later. So I promise you it's going to be a couple more minutes. So once I get done that, checking in if they co-broke. Once they get done co-broking, I go into the final number and the final question or one of the final questions, I say, oh, awesome. Let me ask you, if I can net you what you're willing to make using our full services, would that interest you? That's literally the question. If I can net you what you're willing to make, would that interest you? Okay. Sometimes it sounds something like this, where I might say, so obviously the for sale by owner route, is that for you to save some money on the commission? Oh, great. So the net number is important to you. Oh, great. Wonderful. Yes. No, it makes perfect sense. Well, let me ask you this question. If I was able to net you that same dollar amount using our services, would that interest you in the conversation piece? Right, Stephanie? So that is the piece that really is the main ingredient where I get to hear their objection. Okay. Based off of the conversation, I go in for the final kill shot. And the final kill is, well, listen, it sounds like there might be an opportunity. I'd love to be able to meet with you. I'm going to be in your area tomorrow, either at 3 or I could do Friday at 6. What time works best for you? I gave him 2 time periods, not do you want to meet? Because the other answer could be no. So I just say to him, I love an opportunity to see if I can interview for the position. Feel like I can net you that dollar amount. How does Wednesday at 4 work, or does Thursday at 2 sound better for you? Awesome. Great. Okay. Some people might say, well, Brock, what about, their motivation? What about finding out where they want to move to next? What about their balance? What about, are all decision makers going to be there? At that time period, I'm not worried about it because I've already set up why I don't say I will meet you today. I will meet you tomorrow or the following day is because I will put into place a pre-qualifying questions, which are usually about 5 to 10 questions that I will go and I will talk to the agent or talk to the seller the following day. And I will text them, hey, do you have some time around 10 o'clock tomorrow just for 5 minutes? I have a couple questions to go over. I say these 2 words. I say research. I've done some research on your property and I put it together in my file. And I love to be able to go over some of the questions I have. Kind of like a doctor's office before you have surgery. Guess what takes place? You do a prenup and they do a pre-evaluation and you go over it. You meet the anesthesiologist sometimes. They all do these pre-tests and pre-questions before they go to the surgery. It's the same concept when you're going into this, when you're dealing with a listing or an appointment, is I have a set of questions that I ask before I get into it. I'm also trying to learn their behavior. I'm trying to learn their personalities. These are all the things that I'm doing and why I'm asking them these type of questions. So in conclusion, before I get out of here, it is, how you doing? Good afternoon. My name is Brock, local real estate agent. How you doing today? Okay. Next, saw that your property was on the market. Wanted to see if it was still available. I know in this market, things are moving quick. Is it still active? Wonderful. Great. Now, are you going to be co-broking with buyer agents on this? Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for that. Are you doing 3% or 4%? Oh, 3%. Thank you so much. Now, let me ask you this. If I was able to net you that dollar amount using our services, would that interest you at all? Is there an opportunity for me to interview for the position? I have some time tomorrow at 4, or how does Friday at 2 sound? Wonderful. All right, great. Do you have a good email? You have a phone number? Is this the right one? Is this a landline, cell phone? Can I text you? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. That's it, guys. These are some of the things that we talk about when we go into Thursday, 1 o'clock. All right. The black belt of personalities, I have it in the chat here at bz3.com. That's where you can go to sign up for my class. We'll be going more in depth on all this stuff. So that way you can understand why I ask questions, when I ask the questions, the personality I'm trying to pull out of it. So at bz3.com, take a look. We'll be on Thursday from 1 to 2:30. I'd love to be able to have you. Hopefully you were able to pull out some good information from here. I said it wrong here in Zoom, but it's bz3.com. Hopefully you found some good value and good information out of here. Quick questions. That's all it is, guys. Just short little questions to be able to see if you can get an opportunity for an interview. Guys, that's all I have. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And I will see everybody tomorrow, once again at noon for our Power 10. And hopefully see you Thursday at 1 o'clock. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to everybody soon. See ya.